fact and
false news has become all too common on social media. Unfortunately, some members of the media to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Hello, folks. We are here to talk about one of Trump's favorite words, tariffs. Gotta love it. You know, the man does not mind using them, and he uses them to the best of his ability. Basically, to get neighboring countries and actually even enemies to bow down to the United States. Let's get started.
Meanwhile, let's talk a little bit about this. Just a week after Donald Trump threatened 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada unless they stop the flow of migrants into the country. And we said at the time, we said this is how he negotiates. This is, you know, we'll never see the tariffs, but this is how he gets the people to the table. There are two developments, up north and down south. First up, it was just after the president, the incoming president, Donald Trump, spoke on the phone to the president of Mexico, and they talked about some sort of an agreement on stopping the flow of people into the United States. Well, you know what happened? Mexican authorities that same day broke up 2 migrant caravans heading to the United States.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mexico, for standing up and actually taking some action. It's just a shame that it has taken a whole new administration to be able to make this happen. You know, for 4 years here now, we had ourselves a border czar who did nothing. And we had ourselves an open door policy when it came to the rest of the world just flooding the Texas border. So happy that this is taking place.
And apparently, on that same day, the migrants and caravan, the president of Mexico said that migrants and caravans will be taken care of before they reach the border. That is something new, and that happened after her conversation with Donald Trump. So,
yes,
regarding the South, that apparently is something new, and it was because of the tariffs.
So we were telling y'all about these caravans. What, last week, I guess, we were showing these images coming up to Mexico. They wanted to get here before Joe Biden is out of office. Well, now they're being stopped by the president of Mexico because Donald Trump won. Donald Trump has threatened her. Then she just put on social media, she said migrants and caravans are taken care of before they reach the border.
Wow.
Yes, exactly that. Wow. You know, it took only tariffs, 25% threat to be able to make this country stop this massive onslaught of people flowing into the United States. And keep in mind, these are not just Mexican citizens. These are people from all over the world who are coming into the United States through the southern border.
That's great news. They did have a difference of opinion on what went on in that conversation on the tone and tenure. But Justin Trudeau made no mistake about it. They had a good conversation, he said. And I have a better idea. Why don't I come down over the weekend and come visit you? And next thing you know, the Canadians are cracking down there. They got $3.1 trillion worth of goods going back and forth. He's going to run for re-election in 2025. He can't have any type of trade war with the U.S. And they...
Yes, but the way the things are looking, Canada's going to be changing their story. They're going to be changing their tone. They're going to be voting in a far more conservative leader. Trudeau is just ridiculous with regards to how he's treating this country and how he's treating its citizens. They need to change just as much as we did.
Are concerned about the numbers crossing in their country. And he said, you know, I do want to stop down the northern border. How do we do it? How do we work together? So at Mar-a-Lago, they seem to have worked it out. There was Senator-elect McCormick there, and Governor Burgum is going to be Secretary of
Security Advisor.
Yeah, that's Mike Waltz. That's a pretty prestigious table. So now you have on both situations engaged, active, addressing.
Boy, did I miss this. Look, every country's leader is going to go back home and beat their chest and because they don't want to appear weak. And this is what the Mexican president is doing. She's saying, look, the call went differently. I don't judge it by that. I judge by the action. And the bottom line is that the groups that are coming across have slowed down. Mm-hmm. They've been disbarred. They've been disbanded.
caravans.
The caravan has been broken up.
And why didn't the border czar take care of that? Miss Kamala Harris, the cackling Kamala, she didn't do anything to be able to help that border, to be able to help the United States stay a nation on its own. Really. She just allowed all these people to flood those borders and did nothing about it.
Something happened over that phone.
And don't you think they watched? They watched America. I mean, he has a re-election,
100%.
Trudeau, and don't you think he watched what happened here in America? He's like, wait a minute. That's why he did that video saying, I'm going to go after immigration now.
Well, and the Canadian border minister told Bloomberg after the meeting at Mar-a-Lago, now Canada is going to devote more drones and choppers and staff to the northern border, our northern border, their southern border. It's all because of the Trump tariff threat. That's all it.
Thank you.
Took.
No,
Steve, it was just a threat.
This is just a coincidence.
That's a party.
This is just happening by chance. The phone call meant nothing. It has nothing to do with new administration coming in or not. I think this is a promise made and a promise kept. And remember, he said from the very beginning, some of this stuff was going to be done before he even took office. And all the pundits and commentators said, no, there's no way. He thinks that he can just pick up his phone and things get fixed. Well, lo and behold, things have already started to happen before he actually has the power as president.
A couple of things. In
Cool
Springfield, Ohio,
stuff.
the Haitian migrants are beginning to go to sanctuary cities. Number two is there's been arrest of the Aurora Venezuelan gangsters in New York City.
Yes, the gangsters are getting round up and they're going to be shipped back because this nation has enough problems as it is. We don't need to be importing new trouble. Let's see what else others got to say about this.
President-elect Trump says he will issue a day-one executive order slapping tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China until they stop the flow of illegal immigrants and fentanyl into America. Fox News' Madeline Rivera is live in Washington this morning with more. Madeline.
Hi, good morning, Maria. This could all have a major impact on trade. The threats are also the biggest indication yet that President-elect Trump intends to move forward with a tough talk he espoused during the campaign trail. He wrote on Truth Social, as one of my many first executive orders, I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States and its ridiculous open borders.
Exactly. Ridiculous open borders. And these countries are not helping the U.S. at all. So why should the U.S. not do this? This is a matter of evening out the playing field. Because no matter what, we're getting charged tariffs by these countries too.
Also says we will be charging China an additional 10% tariff above any additional tariffs on all of their many products coming into the United States of America. He's accusing Chinese leaders of failing to follow through on its promises to impose the maximum penalty for drug dealers. Canada, Mexico, and China are the top three largest trading partners of the United States, so the tariffs could have implications for several industries like automakers, farmers, and food packagers. The reaction from international leaders was swift. A spokesman at the Chinese embassy in Washington says China believes that China-U.S. economic and trade cooperation is mutually beneficial in nature. No one will win a trade war or a tariff war. It's unclear that...
It's actually quite interesting because what's going on right now is that a lot of this work and business that's going to China is going to end up going to Vietnam instead. You're going to find tags made in Vietnam versus made in China. You know what? And I'm looking forward to it because take that away from China. That's one thing that China holds over our heads. Cheap garbage that they just import over here, and they make a tremendous amount of money doing that. And we just lose out so much. We lose on the jobs and on the monies that are generated. Give that to a country that deserves it, and that will appreciate it.
If Trump intends to follow through with the tariffs or if the rhetoric is intended as a negotiating tool. Canada's Deputy Prime Minister says they'll continue to discuss immigration with the incoming administration, adding Canada places the highest priority on border security and the integrity of our shared border. It's an example of how governments and companies are rethinking their strategies in the wake of Trump's re-election.
Yes. Companies they understand. They understand that this needs to get done. That it's long overdue. So it just took Trump to get elected. He's not even in office yet, and things are moving forward. You gotta love that kind of power, that kind of understanding that people get that Trump is gonna make things happen. So thank you, Don, and much appreciate the Don effect. Thank you all. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget. And shoots.